What the rules say is about supporting other parties and other candidates. Now, I made clear I don't believe I've voted against the Labour Party. I believe I'm voted in the best interest of what the Labour Party should be doing. And I think it's particularly sad and disappointing that this comes on a day when actually finally the Labour Party seems to be trying to move to what I would define as a sensible, credible, coherent position on Brexit. And so, added to which, I don't want to be treated any different to anybody else. But I think that there are people in Jeremy Corbyn's office, in senior positions in Jeremy Corbyn's office, who have recommended voting against the Labour Party. Jeremy Corbyn himself has, for reasons best known to himself, in the past congratulated George Galloway on defeating a Labour candidate. So I think it's a question of, you can interpret the rules in all sorts of different ways. But one thing I know is I'm not going to, leave the party just because some random email comes in telling me that I've been expelled. So I'll definitely appeal against it, and we'll see where that goes. Well, I'm very sad because, but I don't feel I've left the Labour Party. I'm still in the Labour Party as far as I'm concerned, and I'll always be Labour. And I suspect I'll be in and around the Labour Party longer than some of the people who are in and around Jeremy Corbyn at the moment, who are pretty late developers when it comes to supporting the Labour Party. And I also think there's a broader point here about this is the single biggest issue facing the country, Brexit. I think that the Labour Party was hammered in these elections because of the incoherent position it's been taking. I'm pleased that the Labour Party seems to be moving to a more sensible position now. And I'll keep fighting for a people's vote because I think in the end it's where this thing should and will end.
But the leader doesn't think you're Labour through and through now, obviously.
Well, I don't know about that. I know what I am, and I know I've been Labour all my life and always will be. And I think the other thing to point out is that I can remember times when I think it was Hillary Armstrong was Chief Whip, come to Tony Blair and saying, don't you think Jeremy Corbyn has rebelled so often against government policy that maybe we should withdraw the whip? And Tony was always of the view, no, you've got to have dissenting voices around, and that's perfectly fine in politics. So I think it's a strange thing to do, and I think people will inevitably draw the contrast with the lack of rapidity in dealing with cases involving anti-Semitism.